Thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed tonight's slate of speakers. And we do have a talented group. And what I want to talk to you about tonight is, has everybody in the room played a sport or been in a competition that there was a winner and there were losers? Okay? Anybody in the room enjoy losing? How about our Detroit Lions? What changed? Leadership. That's right. And leadership is something that people achieve when they have a moment in their lives. See, some people are leaders and they don't know that they're leaders. And we experience that at different times. I think Donald Trump's a leader. And I don't think anyone would question that. But it doesn't come naturally. It doesn't come naturally. You have to be willing to fight. You have to seize the moment for that leadership. And I want to talk for a minute about, because I think that I'm a leader. And I think that leaders' actions speak louder than their words. I think that their policies are not for themselves, they're for the people that they lead. I think leaders create an environment for the people that they lead to be successful in. And without that, you know what you have? Politics. Because on your losing team, there wasn't a leader. There wasn't a coach. There was somebody who let you off easy, who didn't get the best out of you. Think about it. There was always an excuse. There was always the, well, I didn't practice hard enough. I wasn't willing to pay the price. And I just would like you to think about the Republican Party in Michigan and where we stand today, because I'm going to propose to you that we have lacked leadership for a long time, okay? On both sides, the Republican and the Democratic side, all right? This is the first time, 2026, okay? 2026 is the first time for every single person in this room, in their life. I'm sorry, I just stepped on this guy's foot. Jeez. I hope I didn't break it.
I got another leg.
There you go. Everybody in this room. And what's the first time you're going to experience? We're going to elect a senator. We're going to elect a congressperson. We're going to elect a governor, a lieutenant governor, an attorney general, and a secretary of state. It's the first time since the 1800s. Okay? And people don't realize it. We get so hung up on, oh, we're Republicans and it's 2 years and it's 4 years and let's run an election. So in my life, my rise to leadership came when my brother died. 24, he died in an airplane accident, okay? And we had a family business that was going to be run by him. I was the outcast. I was the wild guy drinking beer, spinning out. I had great access to cars because our family was in the auto business. Someone asked me about GTOs. I drove Trans Ams. Great cars. But the point is rather than have my dad come back to run the business, he was retired. I said to my dad, will you let me buy the business from you? Would you be my consultant? Let me buy the business because I don't want it given to me, okay? And then what did I do? What do all great leaders do? Created that environment for people to be successful in, and what happened to that business? It became one of the largest in the world. It became one of the most successful. And I'm not talking about me. It was the people that understood what their roles were. that understood where they fit in. It was the puzzle that we put together to complete the picture for success. And that's what we're trying to do in Michigan. See, the Michigan that I know today isn't my Michigan. I'm ashamed. We've deserted our children. We've made excuses about it. Not only do we not educate them, we subject them to perversion. We subject them to all sorts of... Michigan, we should brag. We're the #1 consumer of marijuana. Aren't you proud of that? No. Just great. You know, we're 47th out of 50 states and the fastest falling state in the country when it comes to education. And that little guy back there that shouted 32 lawsuits, you know, the beauty of it is he was probably homeschooled because he's not getting it from our public schools. So, what do I want to do? And people were going to say, and they're sitting there, what's the big announcement? Okay, I'm about results. Okay, only results. That's how I would want to be judged. I'm not a politician. Somebody said to me earlier tonight, well, you got to be a politician. You ran last time for governor. And that didn't make me a politician because I'm a business person. And results are the only thing that I want you to judge me on and that I want to be judged on. Okay? So here's my big announcement. I'm not going to announce tonight that I'm running for governor. Okay? I'm not going to announce it. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to tell you what I am announcing that I'm going to do. Okay? First of all, I think that our political process has gotten really screwed up. I'm not looking forward to the next year and a half of turning on the TV of all the ads. I'm not looking forward to all of the junk mail. I'm not looking forward to people saying, give me money, give me a signature, pray for me, you know, support me. It's wrong. It's too long. It's too expensive. And you know who pays for it? You do. So, as a business person, I'm not announcing, not because I'm not interested in a role, it's because it's bad business. Doesn't mean that I won't come out and speak to you. It doesn't mean that you getting to know me and what I can do for you isn't what is critical. The difference is I'm not begging for your money. I'm not asking you to pledge your allegiance, become my blood brother. I'm asking you to know me and what I stand for. Because if you want government to be efficient, you have to know the candidate, not a 5-minute stump speech. I won't give you that, okay? If I run for something, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to run for. I'm going to run for education, and we're going to teach our kids to read, okay? And I say that because everybody knows that it's so easy to read, right? 17% of our third graders can read. In Macomb County, less than 50% of the public school graduates last year could read at grade level. In Macomb County. Okay? If you can't read, you can't write, you cannot do arithmetic. And look at what's happened to Michigan. And I'm going to try and condense this for you. Michigan, we were the manufacturing mecca of America, right? Okay? To do manufacturing, you have to read. So what's happened? We've become the assembly mecca of America. And you know what that is? That's people who can't read that put things together. And our manufacturing jobs went to other countries who have passed us. Mexico has a higher reading rate than America. Canada has a higher reading rate than America. China has a higher reading rate than America. India has a higher reading rate. You see where I'm going with it? So we've been sold a bill of goods. We have an opportunity. for our state. And it starts with our young kids first, and it starts with teaching them to read. Because our factories are operating at 50%, and the beauty of it is there's where Michigan can grow quickly under Donald Trump. We can fill that 50% space if we have people who can read. The problem is our unemployed right now, and we are second in America. We have the second highest unemployment in 50 states. Our unemployed can't read. So this week, I've gone to Congress and proposed a reading and jobs training program for Michigan. See, because as a business person, I provide solutions. And you'll hear about it, and other people are going to take credit for it, and that's all great. But it's about results. The next thing that we need to run on is anybody in the room not paying enough taxes? Please. Anybody? Okay. Think of this. Why is it that our government buildings are the nicest buildings in our cities? Why is it that government keeps coming to you and saying, let's pass this millage, and oh, by the way, it's going to be for this, this, and this? Government is the fastest growing employer in America right now. Government is. Who pays for that? Who do? Who pays for it? We do. Are you getting value for your money? No. So I believe this. The way you thwart government is you take away their money. Because the politicians that I know, it's all about money to them. Position and power. So I think, and I ran in 22 on eliminating the personal income tax. Okay? It's $14 billion of your money that you know how to spend better than government does. It's just that simple. And by the way, we're going to have to fight Republicans as well as Democrats to get that done for you. Okay? And see, that's part of what I believe in. This isn't about me. And I thank the people that support me. I truly appreciate it. I am one of you. I feel like you feel. I hurt like you hurt. I have the same concerns that you do. I want a safe neighborhood. I want healthy kids and families. I want to be proud of my country, and I want to focus on the positive things. If I choose to run and serve you, you know what I want to do? I want to come in for a very limited amount of time, get you great results, and then get the hell out so the next patriot can come along. I'm not looking to make a career out of it. I don't want to be a retread of any sort. So we're going to fix education in Michigan, and that's going to start us coming back. We're going to fix taxes in Michigan by eliminating the personal income tax, which gives every one of you back over $2,400. I'm not talking about, oh, we'll give you a $100 tax credit. By the way, for the seniors in the room and the fastest growing demographic in Michigan, our seniors, guess what happens to your pension if there's no personal income tax?
We don't know that answer. It's never happened.
Oh, wait a minute, it won't get taxed. People say, hey, Ron, and seniors are getting too taxed. Give up the tax on their pension. Well, that's what I'm proposing, for God's sakes. You guys should be standing up screaming. It's good stuff. See, but when you talk about personal income tax, people don't even realize that means no tax on pensions. I can't control the federal government, but we can control Michigan. We need to start bringing into our state things that benefit our state long term. Okay? We need to be a top 5 state. We don't need a legislature that says we're going to take the average of what our Great Lakes region is and come up with policy. Think of this, and I love Michigan and I love the people of Michigan. I'm sad for where we're at. You know, we talk about Detroit recovering. In my life, I walked through Detroit with many of you when there were 3.2 million residents. When Detroit was the second wealthiest city in America, we are now the second poorest city in America. What I want is Michigan to stop accepting scraps, with Michigan to get real about issues, and we have to stop the politicking. We have to do what's right, not what's politically correct. We need to build Line 5 to protect our Great Lakes, because all the environmentalists that say, oh my God, you know, we can't have a pipeline under the Great Lakes. Well, the fact of the matter is we do, and it's 70 years old and it's leaking. And oh, by the way, if we move forward on Line 5, it's over 100,000 jobs that pay 100,000 or more per year for the next 12 years. Would that help our economy? So let's stop the politics. Let's stop BSing ourselves. Let's get all the bullshit out of the bag and get results. Okay? So, whatever the role is that I choose, and I want to participate, I want to get results, and I'm swinging back to what am I going to do? I believe that political campaigns should be 1 year, where you're actually taking money, where you're actually, you can go out and talk, but I don't think we should allow people to sign up for a political campaign. And that's contrary to what Rob's done. And that there's nothing wrong with what's Rob done. It's my opinion. And I'm not a politician, I'm a business guy, and so I tell you my opinion. I don't think it's right that we have 5 candidates for governor right now that are running around the state for 18 months. It's wrong for you. It doesn't mean they can't be working, okay? Doesn't mean they can't be working. So between now and 1 year from the election, I'm going to work on what I think the most important thing is, and this is the big announcement, because I'm going to work across the state like I did when Donald Trump was running for president. See, I did 111 events for Donald Trump when he was running for president. And I didn't work on any Trump 47 team. I worked on the Kevin Rinke team. I got calls from the Trump 47 team when they couldn't live up to their commitments and jumped in my car to sign up delegates, to hold meetings, to do rallies. I worked with a guy by the name of Garrett Soldano that many of you supported. I worked with other candidates to get a result. And didn't it feel good waking up knowing that Donald Trump was our new president? And you know what was the most rewarding part for me is I actually felt like I made a difference. 400 delegates later that I signed up, 111 events for Donald Trump. I did it not for me, I did it for you. I did it for a result. So I'm going to be working on what I believe the most critical first step is to bringing America back, which will benefit Michigan, and that is citizen-only voting. I'm going to spend the next 60 days across the state. There are 14 states that have implemented this, and you know what? It's the first step towards regaining election integrity. See, I think it's wrong that my dead father got 5 ballots last election. I think it's wrong that my dead mother got 3 ballots the last election. I think it's wrong that my dead father-in-law got multiple ballot applications the last election. And we need to have elections that you believe in. One vote, that's an educated vote, I hope, to make the right candidate who will perform for you represent you. We're the greatest democracy and the greatest republic, the greatest melding of freedom in the history of the world. And we can't give that away, because if we do, we won't get it back. Once it's gone, it's 10 times harder to get back. How many people in this room had family members that came to America on a boat? Yeah. The American dream, okay? Let's fight for the American dream. Let's fight for the Michigan dream. Let's do it by making sure that we implement and get this constitutional amendment for citizen-only voting, and then we go through the voter rolls like Tony's talking about, and we get all the dead people off the voter rolls. How's that? How about we fight what Gretchen Whitmer is proposing and what California just implemented, where illegal immigrants can vote. That's what our governor wants for you. So we've got some work to do. Citizen only, it's the most important issue before I put myself out there in any capacity. But when the time does come, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you want a politician, or do you want someone who is only in it for you? Okay? And you know what? Here's what I discovered the last time. My employees that worked for me were my life. I ran a business not for my benefit. I ran a business for their benefit, for their family's benefit. Okay? I went to their houses on Christmas. I lived and died with my employees and my customers. I give, all right? I'm not going to complain or apologize for being successful, okay? Because the other candidate, oh, he's a rich guy, and oh, he's bored, all right? Well, I'm not bored. I'm far from bored. I did do okay financially. I'm not going to say that, and better than some. But I'm philanthropic. My wife is philanthropic. And we believe in giving back to our community. And so we want to give to you. And I want you to look and see, do you want a politician? And are you willing to accept what you've been getting? Because if you choose to support Kevin Rinke, here's what I can promise you. I am a disruptor, okay? I don't have the charisma that Donald Trump, I don't even have the hair that Donald Trump has. I mean, I don't have the suntan that Donald Trump or Brian Panabaker have, okay? I turn red as a tomato, and that's good because our party should be red. It's good. Or do you want a business person who understands what that role is? And I'm going to caution you when I tell you that, because the governor's role is to represent every person in the state. Now, here's what I'll tell you. You can do that and have strong, moral, conservative values that resonate with everyone. See, because I believe that we agree on 90%. And I'm going to fight like hell on the other 10% to do what is right for Michigan. Not to get reelected. Not because I'm looking for a job. Here's the difference. I want to do a job. And I'm going to work to do that, because the only way that I validate myself every day is by the result that I get. Be it my kids, how can I help them? Be it my wife, who's with me tonight, Janine, rock star. Be it when I interact with you. Where's the lady over here? What's your name, ma'am? Yeah. Can I tell our story real quickly? And then we'll leave. Last time around, she didn't vote for me. In fact, she didn't even like me. Okay? Doesn't make a damn bit of difference that she'd never met me. She just didn't like me. Okay? And so I went over in Macomb County and I had a lunch with my pastor. And I decided, the sign on the old Macomb County Republican office door was open. And I was in a pair of blue jeans and a t-shirt, which is how I like to dress. And I went in and there were 3 people there. And I didn't introduce myself, but I just sat down. And did we have a conversation? Yeah. How long was it before I told you who I was?
It was a few minutes because I had to ask you who you were.
Yeah, yeah. Was I okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's somebody else that was, yes, ma'am. You know, you were. And you know what we did? We looked into each other's eyes and we talked and we shared what was real and what was important. And I can't tell you enough. I'm just like you. I want the same things for our state. I want the same things for our people. Safety, security, prosperity. I want to lead you in a way that works for you. In whatever role that turns out to be, I want you to understand that commitment to you. Because it's the only way that I can validate myself. It's the only way that we can get results is if we work for the people. We, the people. Help me over the next 60 days. Let's get this signed up. Let's get our signatures on the ballot applications. Let's get this so we can vote for it. 14 states. In the polling right now, 80% of Michigan supports this initiative. It's the first step. And we have petitions over here. Please sign them, circulate them. That's what I'm going to be doing, going door to door. And at the same time, I may talk about some things that I might do if I were running for an office. Might talk about some things in Macomb County. Might talk about some things across the state. But it's all for you. So I thank you. God bless you all. I hope you, if there's leftover pizza, God, please grab them because I can't eat 14 different pepperoni and cheese pizzas that are left. You know, well, I mean, Sheila told me you guys were big eaters. I'm a little disappointed that that you guys. So please take that. I have often and will continue to give out my phone number. And watch my podcast Beyond the Echo. Kevin Kajewski was on it. Lorenzo Sewell was on it. We've had a litany of people talking about the issues that really we talked about tonight. We're going to fix taxes. We're going to fix education. We're going to fix regulation.
Fix the damn roads.
Well, you know, fixing the damn roads, that's a whole different story. We had a gentleman here who's a road builder who says he can build them for less. And we need to do that because we're wasting a tremendous amount of money. I'm sorry?
I said, fixing the roads is a corruption too.
Well, you know what? It can be. We build roads that fail by design with your money. Yeah, yeah. So anyhow, that's what I'm going to be working on. I hope that you will be flexible with me because I'm really doing this for you. I want you to get to know every single candidate, not just from a stump speech where they're going to promise you things. And I won't promise you anything that I can't do. On Beyond the Echo, my podcast, I have made an offer to every single gubernatorial candidate to come on and talk about what they would do. And I challenge them. And we've got Tom Leonard scheduled. We had Mike Cox on. You can watch that right now. Choose for yourself. Eric Nesbitt won't return a phone call, and I don't know what the hell he's afraid of. Okay? John James won't return a phone call. I don't know what the hell he's afraid of. And it has, you know, I might be a potential candidate. No, you know what? I want to represent you. You'll determine if I'm a candidate, but I'm different than them. I'm not a politician. I'm a business guy. And if you think running the state of Michigan requires a business person, and if you think running Washington, D.C., we're better off with a business person than a politician, and you enjoy that type of mix, you know what? Don't get sucked into following somebody else. There's plenty of time. You don't cast your vote until the primary. You don't cast your vote till November. You don't have to sign up. Educate yourself, please. Please, educate yourself. Make a choice and put a leader in place that not only knows how to lead, but will do what they said they will do for you. Thank you so much for your time tonight. God bless you.